Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while you sleep, we will find.
What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy, Kill Deal Double Gist. It's time for that podcast. You know the one, the Crayola Set Harsh Reality. So sit back, grab a drink. These guys gonna make you think. You're listening to CSHR Radio.
Good afternoon, everyone. You're watching the Crayola Set Harsh Reality right here live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and several other platforms. How's everyone doing tonight? We have Jay Foncannon waiting in the lobby because he's having technical difficulties, apparently. So we're just going to add it manually. There we go. He's there. Take it away, Mr. Harsh. Give me an intro. Tell me who you are, sir.
Yes.
No, not that. Wow, you're like really loud for...
That's a terrible echo.
Yeah.
It's Jay at work. That's Jay at work, like at his job, joining us from the live stream. And of course, you have
All right, and that was another edition of the Crayola Set Harsh Reality. So, no, don't play him. Go ahead, Harsh.
Anyway,
Sorry.
And we have Scott, and of course the man and my business partner, and the man holding down the ones and twos, Scott, Ryan, Christopher, Sonnier, only pony, yay!
I love how your internet connection, like whenever you were going yo, it kept going out, and so it was like yo. It was great. You got to do that again.
Yay.
What the hell was that?
Sony, only ride the pony, yay.
What in the world? Jesus.
Your name rhymes with a lot of things. What can I say?
Sonnier literally doesn't rhyme with anything. I mean, like nothing.
Sonnier, only yay. Sonnier.
It's like trying to come up with a rhyme for desk. You know, what rhymes with desk?
Tesk.
Tesk. That's not even a word.
Is it?
Susie in the chat says Lisa's Bonet. That's not how it works. Robert Buble.
Yeah.
Robert, you see, you didn't put the little swoosh on the E, so that doesn't count. Jeez. And thank you for joining the live stream now, where Harsh Med walks off the screen, and I am sitting here talking to myself because everyone muted themselves. It's perfect. Perfect show. Yes. We're just going to sit here and ramble to ourselves. Oh, hey, Jay. Jay unmuted. Oh, there's Jay. There's Jay and Laura. How are y'all doing tonight?
Or as we know them as Jara or La Jara.
Susie's listening to the radio itself. She's not on the live stream because she doesn't want to comment to us. She doesn't want to talk to us. I don't blame her. I don't want to talk to me either.
I don't want to talk to Scott either.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't want to talk to myself.
I don't blame you. I mean, I get it.
Fix the camera. There you go.
Lajara.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Laura. I was getting tired of staring at his breasts, so I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That's all.
Susie's like, I'm here. I'm not on the live stream itself, but I'm here. I'm not even on the pages where you can see me comment. I'm just like hanging out on the radio station itself.
Poor,
Yeah. Oh, now
poor
she's going to type.
Susie.
Oh God, I know. Well, I mean, you could at least get in the
Susie.
comments.
Poor Susie
I mean,
Smith
people
has
gotta
to
be able
waste
to
her
see
tooth.
you.
She's
What-
gotta
what's
waste
wrong
her
with
tooth in that
She's
shame.
okay. All right, I think I made her mad. Sorry.
I mean, the whole thing is just, I don't know. So what's going on in today's world? What do we have on tap for the week?
I really don't know because I really haven't been paying attention. So there's the first comment of the night.
Brought to you by StreamYard.
Brought to you by StreamYard. The same comment on 8 pages.
Oh gosh.
Shame.
Recycled comments.
Susie, you have to come to the Facebook stream now because I just mentioned you in a comment on every single one of the pages we stream to.
Hello there.
1
to 5, I gave it a 7. I
Aye.
don't like that. Hey! Oh, you lost your head.
I guess
I
she's lost.
don't like that.
Jay's laughing at what's on the screen.
That makes Susie
I
mad.
don't blame you. That's actually kind of funny anyway.
That's showing
What's even more funny is that she's listening on the radio and she hasn't made it to the live stream yet. So when she gets here,
Well,
she'll
maybe
see
she doesn't want to
She'll be
give
like,
us any
oh
views.
my God,
I
I was not like that. I'm not mad. I love you. Stop being like that to me. Don't do that.
Scott
Yeah.
made
Like, I'm just waiting for
everyone mad.
it.
That's why his hair is all gray.
He's always making everyone
makes
angry,
everyone-
and I don't understand why. He
Yeah.
must be an angry person himself.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. I'm mad at the world. Yeah.
That's why he's grumpy, because his hair is gray. His hair is gray because he's always grumpy, and he's
He's
always
grumpy, so his hair
grumpy
turned
because his
gray.
hair is gray. So that's why it makes everyone mad.
He's at that age where he cuts his beard off so he doesn't look like Santa Claus to small children.
God.
That's what's wrong with him. He had to cut his beard off so he doesn't look like Santa Claus because children like to tackle him in random places and stuff, thinking he's Santa Claus.
Damn.
It's great because you could be like the most buff person in the world. You have a great
You have
beard.
to cut your
All
beard off?
kids think you're Santa Claus. I'm just going to save this for the school
Wow,
principal
poor guy.
teaching job. Or the
You
school
should dress
principal
up
job.
as Santa Claus. You know, from this.
What?
Oh.
What?
What is that?
One day we're gonna be rich enough. One day we're gonna be rich enough to build a school, and you're gonna be the principal of it, Scott.
One,
You're just
one day
yelling
we're
at
going to be
people.
rich.
Yes, he's still.
But we have to make sure we don't wind up getting sued by posting public information on people.
Hold on, we got the comment.
Yeah, sad but true.
Hello.
Susie, hello. How are you? Welcome to the show, to the live stream.
Hello, welcome.
I don't know which page you're on, but hi. the People's Armor decided to chime in and says, "Hello, you dumbasses."
Wow.
Hello, welcome.
That's such a shame.
Ding.
So did you get the new soundbite queued up tonight?
No, I did not. I did not have time to do it because I just suck.
Could have been a classic.
I have it. I just didn't have a chance to fix it to be able to put it on the soundboard because I got to change the format of it and stuff. But it's there. I just can't, Know what? I love Susie's on a delay. She's going to answer stuff that we say from 3 minutes ago. So we'll just sit here and be confused.
Poor Susie.
I love her to death. She's such a friendly person. She really is.
Yes, she is.
I like picking on her. Yeah, I like picking on her because she doesn't flip out. Like some people. I'm not talking about that particular person, so I'm just saying in general, she doesn't flip out like some people.
I didn't do shit.
I know.
Okay.
But
Why do I hear ice cream truck? What the hell?
that's not creepy at all. Free ice cream. There's a donation from
T. I mean, do you not hear that?
No.
I could swear I know what I'm hearing shit now. What the hell?
Man, you get that past that certain age, this tends to happen.
No, it's downtown Baton Rouge. This place is just weird.
Right.
You're weird.
Interesting.
Yes, I know.
You cannot be talking.
I agree with Laura on that one. I've hung out with Jay long enough to know that he's weirder than Scott.
Yeah, hot. Eat kettle. Kettle.
Yeah, no, I was going to say.
Be pot.
Dude, I'm not going to get into it now, but let's just say, yeah. Scott's weirdness is advertised. Jay's is hidden.
It's
you're just
no. You see what it is. Jay advertises it too, but he only does it whenever he's drinking. Because then he starts sending some very strange voice notes.
Yeah, whenever he's drinking or he's in person, but online, you think he's got this he's this well put together person who knows everything, but in person, you're what?
Yeah, he'll go from Harry Carey to just completely serious, just like that.
Exactly. Yeah, he's exactly like that in person.
And it's I don't know what's going on today. Oh, wait a second. Did that actually go through? Everything's great, right? It's wait, what? Who? Where's the guy I was just talking to? Who is this?
Yeah, that's him.
Who's you?
That's so him.
It's like watching Split. Dealing with Jay Foncannon is like watching Split.
Yeah.
You seen that movie? It wasn't me. It was Patricia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we offended Laura. She left.
No, she's having to go find something that's in the kitchen real quick.
Stop losing things, and she wouldn't have to go find them.
Medication.
Sue says no. Do go on. It's old age tinnitus in regards to Scott hearing things. Jay is very clearly in love. What a beautiful looking couple. Hearts.
Thank
and
you.
then Sue Smith says, "I'll stop." I'm like,
I just feel sorry for Laura.
Yeah. They like.
Not really Jay.
I feel
just
sorry
Laura.
for Scott. I feel sorry for Laura and Scott because you got tinnitus. You have tinnitus.
I guess, according to Susie, I have tinnitus. I love the internet because I get diagnosed with all kind of stuff I didn't know was wrong with me.
You have every health. You're like a medical encyclopedia.
They do.
I
did the same thing back to them.
A walking medical encyclopedia. Thank you, Harsh, for that wonderful analogy. Wow.
Someone could become a medical student can become a doctor just by hanging around you for 6 months. At this point, they can pass their-
It's a
they can
crying
go
shame.
through residency, clinicals,
Without even
post-
having to step foot in a hospital.
Yeah, just because they hang out with you for like a year.
They hang out with me for a year and they show up to work one day like a battled war or like a grizzled war veteran.
Yeah.
What do you mean
I'll be
he's
like,
dying? I can fix this. Have you seen the patient I just had? Jesus.
yeah, they'll probably get like 100% on the boards because they hang out with you for a year. And
Oh,
like
God.
perfect score on the MCAT just because of Scott. It's like they're like, what university you went to? The University of Scott Sonnier.
Yep. Showing up to the hospital like I said, grizzled war
real.
veteran. Okay. What do you mean he's dying? I can fix that. I can fix anything. I dealt with Scott. Yep, I can see it.
Sad part is it's true. There's an entire gastroenterology department in Louisiana that's like, we can attest to this. After seeing
Right.
Scott Sonnier for
Whole
7 months,
colorectal clinic.
we can deal with anything. Oh my God.
All right, now look, you see, Harsh made the comment last night that he would love to be able to just get away with 10 minutes worth of talking, but I have something I need to do real quick, so I'm gonna make him talk. And I'm gonna mute my microphone. So now he's got to carry the show like I normally do. It's all on you tonight. It's on you, Harsh. It's on you.
This is what happens when you're a medical like encyclopedia, right? You have to change your bag again. God.
I didn't say I was going off camera. I said I was muting my microphone.
Yeah, you have to
Susie
change your
says-
bag.
While you were walking up
You
to
have to change your bag. You have to change your bag.
Susie, Olivia says hello.
You have to empty your bag, Scott. We all know it. It's okay. Encyclopedia.
There's probably test subjects in there too.
That's like the weirdest. That's like saying, it's okay, Harsh. We know you have bodily functions. That's like the weirdest. What in the world are you okay?
You're a walking medical encyclopedia. That's awesome. Like Olivia should be a doctor by now. Like Olivia should be a doctor in about like 2 more months. Like she could be a doctor right now because she has been around Scott for the past 2 years. Like, yeah. All right, so it's me and Jay, like it was when and Laura, thankfully. I would say Jay and I like it was in Chicago, but no, thankfully Laura's here too.
We had so much fun in Chicago. It's very funny.
Oh my God, dude! I bet you left. I was like, man, after homegrown, I'm gonna be bored as hell, and I was after homegrown.
Hey, I still remember the first time I went on to this, and I got you that 100,000. Helped you get 100,000 views.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Hello.
Dude, you got me the two highest viewed like live streams on my page ever. First, it was like 9 grand, went up 9,000 some views, and I did story time, and you showed up at the end. And then the second time was when we were at the Roxy Theater with, of course, Alex and what was I gonna say? Alex and Joe from the bunker. And that's when we got the 107,000 views. I'm like, funniest thing is I call Scott, like, God damn it, you better not be calling me in the morning. What is it? Hey, you might want to check the page. We got 100,000 views. What, really? Holy
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was crazy because it was like the most basic video ever. We're just sitting at a bar talking out the bar outside the actual theater at the Roxy Theater. And it's like, okay, we're just hanging out. We weren't even doing anything important. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Susie says, how can I get more views for my page? I don't know how Jay, like, me, ramble on for half an hour and get trolled at the same time or something. I don't know. That's how I got.
See,
That's
how I'm able to get all the views for the page is that I have to share it to my own page. My own page has got so many people watching it that it's not even funny. I mean, I've worked very, very hard on how much assets and friends, people who I would hire from my own cybersecurity company. It took me a good 4 years, really good 4 years to get to the point where I'm at now. And so we're going on to the 5th year. But before we got to that 5th year, I managed to get it registered as an LLC. So we did manage to get some really good people. Harsh can verify this one.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
he's at the bar at the hotel, right? So I'm on my way down from my room, and he's sitting there not even realizing that he's talking to the Department of Defense
Oh my God.
from Boeing, of all places,
Oh.
one of the biggest companies. I come down, right, and I'm like, okay, he's talking to someone, and
Dude.
I wonder who this is, So I meet this guy.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I worked at Boeing. I was like, really? I'm like, my dad worked there. And so we're talking, and then he's like, yeah, I work for Department of Defense. I said, what?
Yeah, he worked for the Department of Defense and he left because they got paid more money by another company. It was the craziest thing when I met. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention his name, Shay, but it was the craziest thing. He's like, I'm just sitting at the bar watching hockey, right, with a bunch of other people there. Shay he sits up next to me. He's like, yeah, I'm a Hurricanes fan. I don't like the way they're playing and all that. I'm like, they're too arrogant. I'm like, well, their general manager is arrogant, so that kind of trickles out of the players. And I was like, yeah, it's true. And they start talking about like how he has like employees in India and how he loves how they're enthusiastic, but sometimes they ask him like ridiculous questions at the worst times of the night. And the next thing I know, I'm like, wait, what? And then when he tells you, he says he's from North Charleston, South Carolina. And then he talks to you and says, oh, I work for the Department of Defense. But you guys couldn't afford me with your company. I'm like, yeah, we probably couldn't. You're right.
We probably won't be able to, but I know that within so many years later, and we're making
Harsh,
bank,
fix that real quick. That was an accident, and I don't know how to undo it. I hit the wrong button.
I'm talking here. Look at Harsh.
I have to go on the
He knows I'm giving him shit.
No, it's not.
Right
No, Scott's giving me a hard time right now, actually. Was this from the Crayola Seg page?
Yes.
Well, it doesn't say she was blocked. They don't unblock her, but.
Hey, Susie, try to comment again, please, because I think I might have hit the wrong button on you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
She was blocked, actually.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. Hold on, I have to log in through another phone. But yeah, the whole thing is crazy.
I'll take care of it while I'm off screen.
Yeah. Well, I still have account issues right now. But yeah, the whole thing was insane. It was completely insane. Like, it made no sense.
Robert Walker says banned.
Poor Robert. Yeah. And what's the crazy part about it? 4 months later, I go to a show with Colleen Wild with Colleen Wild and like I think her band and her band at I don't even remember the name of the bar it was at. I think it was a took off. I think it was like not Shanahan's, but
Shenanigans?
No, it wasn't O'Neill's. No, it wasn't Shanahanigans. No, not like the show. Anyway, and the crazy part is I'm talking to the guy, and one of the people I'm talking to, I run into Matt Shukin, okay, fine, whatever. And the guy next to him is this one weirdo who wears a cowboy hat every time he's at open mic night at Johnny's. And he's always a guy singing, I don't know the words, right? Because he's trying to be funny to like Santana's song. Oye, como va? He's like, I don't know the words. I don't, because he always does that on stage to be funny. And the next thing I find out, he also works for the Department of Defense. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, what? Oh, by the way, I do programming for the Department of. I do talent. Now I won't say his name because I see him in real life. So
Extended from me to you, my friend.
yeah, clearly. Or was it the other way around at this point? I don't know.
No, because I mean, there was an altercation 4 years ago prior to that day, that there was cybersecurity involved from Boeing and possibly some people from DoD, that were investigating something that was endangering family, and obviously they liked you.
Yeah.
They really liked you.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. So yeah, small world apparently. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, the guy you see at open mic night screwing up the words of Santana's Oyo Como Va on purpose. Oh yeah, that guy works for the Department of Defense. What? At least when Shay said he worked for the Department of Defense, I'm like, okay, well, he is a techie and he keeps talking about how he works with Indian people all the time, and yeah, he did randomly come up. That made more sense. But like the guy I'm talking about who lives in this area, the guy gave it. You know what? I don't know. I don't know anymore. For all I know, Robert Walker is actually Barry Manilow. Who knows? He's Barry Manilow Jr. We don't know.
Hey, the best part is try having an ex-CIA agent come up to you, and he looks and see that you have 4 phones on you, and then ask you what organization you're working for.
Oh
Priceless.
man, no, I've never had the 4
Priceless,
phones. I've never had that
man.
happen when I carried 4
Priceless.
phones. No, I've never had that.
Hey, we were all laughing. I was like, cricket.
I remember times I flew international back in the day where I'd run into people I knew were feds because we talk about hockey. It's like, oh well, my team finally won the cup and your team won the cup 4 years ago. That's kind of cool. And the next thing you know, it's like, so what do you guys do when you go there? Oh, we can't say. We can't say. I'm like, what the fuck? You ain't gonna bullshit? Okay. All right then. It's like I knew they were on some feds the minute that happened. Robert Walker's I think Robert Walker's related to Barry Manilow at this point. I'm dead serious. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like his distant like nephew or something. But or his dad or his son. I don't know. Anyway, the bottom line is it was crazy. And then another time, there are times I've talked to U.S. Marshals without even realizing I've talked to U.S. Marshals.
Oh yeah.
Like even on the airport, even on an airplane, where I know where they're sitting, and I'd still be drunk as hell. Like, hey, are you in line to go to the bathroom? It's like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, oh my god. And then afterwards, I'm just laughing and giggling to myself. Did I just ask a U.S. Marshal if he was in line to go to the bathroom? What the fuck? And I remember one time I ended up talking with him because like the guy I was sitting next to, this guy from Poland, was just a complete like ADHD ridden idiot who had like no way how to behave. He was a cool guy. Don't get me wrong. But the point being, all of a sudden we're just hitting it off and like, oh yeah, well, the marshals gave me free tickets as long as, I did their work. And that's how I got there. This guy was like, I thought he looked like Rick Astley with gray hair. Like Rick Astley with gray hair. And I'm like, what is this Rick Astley doing here? They had the glasses and everything. The spiked hair. It's like 2012-ish. And I'm just like, what the hell is this? And all of a sudden, like, you know, this guy's a U.S. Marshal, right? Or like, you might want to be careful with this dude. And the guy said, he's like, oh, well, I don't know. I fell in and blah, 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 blah. I was like, dude, no, you don't need to tell him all that. Like, no, stop. But yeah, it's crazy when you talk to these people at accident. You're not going to their offices. You're not like trying to like investigate something. You're like hanging out, literally. And you're like, oh man, like you feel like you're on you feel like you're on a TV show or a movie. And you're like, what is this? What the? I'm asking a U.S. Marshal if he's in the line to go to the bathroom. Like, what the fuck? What? That's retarded. But then again, we live in a world where the guy who sings "I don't know the words" to Santana works for the most Santana's most famous song. Oye, como va? Anyway, doesn't even know the sings. I don't know the words. When Wes is playing the riff and everything, you're like, oh god. I don't know, Jay. I feel like we're just surrounded by feds at this point. If that guy, if that guy works for the DOD, yeah, thanks. If that guy works for the DOD, then yeah. This is what I'm like.
It's not my fault. You can blame part of my family because there's been so many reports on it that these guys end up coming left and right out of the blue.
But you know what's the crazy part? I haven't seen that guy at an open mic since. That's
exactly
insane.
They were letting you know they're there and watching.
You know, but it's sad. I kind of miss him going on stage singing "I don't know the words." That was rather funny. It made me feel better about myself when I was singing beforehand. It's like, well, if this guy can sing "I don't know the words" to the most famous song ever, then one of the most famous Santana songs ever, then I don't care if I miss a note or two.
Hi.
Harsh blew his cover. No, Robert, we all know you're related to Barry Manilow, okay? I'm blowing your cover now. You're related to Barry Manilow.
Where we're from, I'm kin to most of the cops, so Jay has a little bit of leeway here too.
Yeah. Harsh is now with Scott in the comments. Harsh discusses possible undercover U.S. Marshal and insults his singing tune. No, it was a DOD guy who did not know the words to Santana's Oyo Como Va. The U.S. Marshal just looked like Rick Astley with gray hair. That's not the same thing. Not the same thing. Not the same. Not even in the same time frame.
Okay, it should be said, and I'm about to get back on camera. I'm almost done with what I was working on, but it should be said that the correct pronunciation Rick Astley, not Rick Astley.
Astley. I don't care. It's a British name.
Rick Astley, not Astley. Don't do that. Don't be a Yoko. Thank you. I'll be right back.
Yoko. Rick Astley. All these stupid British names. It doesn't even count. Anyway. God. Anyhow, but hey, so while Scott is cleaning out his colostomy bag, we are still. I guess it's story time with the harsh reality. Jay, you have any other stories about the Department of Defense or?
I'm actually working on something technical. I'm sitting right here at my desk, sir. So shut up.
So you're finally going to work on those sound bites?
It's not what I'm working on. So shut up. Do your show.
Okay, colostomy bag. Anyway, Jay, tell me some other stories that you've had when it comes to the feds or interacting with federal agents.
Oh, man. See, the next one. What was the other one I ran into? Well, okay. I mean, he wasn't a Fed, but I mean, there's like I ran into quite a few police officers. Excuse me. Like there was one that actually was hunting down this one guy back in Minnesota. We managed to find this guy because he came back into the store, so we notified him, and task force actually showed up for this guy. And this was even crazier, right? So he used our restroom, which was like very, very weird. This is the name of our restroom. Anyways,
they have a high stress job. You got to take it.
I find paraphernalia in the trash can, right? So I let them know, and they're like, "Okay, thanks." Fucking dishwasher! I swear to God. That thing was about to have a bullet in it. I'm sorry. Don't mind me. I'm a little bit buzzed, so bear with me.
No, it's
Anyway.
all good. It's all good. I want to be buzzed in a few hours.
Yeah,
So,
you
but
got
no,
me
so
on
then
my
what
list.
ended up happening with the task force?
Well, anyway, so I
So what ended up
gave him
happening with
tips
the
on
task force agent?
the issue was already resolved, but they kept an eye on him. I helped him out with on other reports, and then to find out that this guy got promoted to a detective. So I basically helped a normal officer get promoted to a detective. That's crazy.
Meanwhile,
And he was cool. He
That is
supported us.
crazy.
He was really cool. Now the other guy though that was with task force, he is like, he wanted to kind of like get my ass because he thinks I'm doing some dirty shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not. I'm just sitting here trying to fucking work and do this and that. And I had to go to another officer and be like, hey, look, man, this is what's going on. This is this, and then fix that. So he stopped bugging me. Now this was even greater. I'm up north in northern Minnesota. Someone stole
Yeah.
something out of our little shop, right? So they tried to hit the place next door. They went to the gas station and they're in the bathroom. Officer shows up. I shit you not that this guy literally pulled over the wrong person inside the gas station. He told me this when he came back to me. He said he pulled over the wrong person, ran her name, everything turned out fine. They said it was another female and they were in the bathroom, so he waited. She instantly knew that this officer was waiting for her and hands her the item that she stole.
Damn.
I'm like, okay, tell me this. In what mind, when you have a felony warrant, in what mindset would you go to steal something from a store when you know you have drugs on you and you have a felony warrant and you're going to get arrested and you can go to jail?
I mean, you shouldn't. If you have a felony warrant, you shouldn't even be like driving.
Exactly.
Forget trying to steal something.
Exactly.
And if
This
you are
officer
driving,
comes.
and if you are driving, better make sure it's not the car ain't registered to you.
Mm-hmm. This officer was so excited. He came walking in, smiling at me, everything. Sets the thing down. He's like, "You want to know what happened?" I was like, "Sure. What happened?" I'm all excited now because somebody hear his story. he told me, I was just like, "Oh my gosh." But he's like, I felt bad because, they were crying and blah, blah, blah. And they got kicked out of all the homeless shelters. So, like, I kind of felt bad, you know what I mean? But they need to learn a lesson.
Yeah.
Never steal from a place where you know you're end up going to get reported.
Yeah.
That also goes with never fuck with someone that you know you can end up reported.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's true. That's very true.
I'd
Yeah.
just like to point out the fact that I'm finding it extremely amusing that Harsh is not paying attention to the comments.
No, I mean, you just mentioned Robert Manilow like 20 times. Robert Manilow sings his greatest live on CSHR radio.
I like that. That's
For Robert.
Okay.
Yeah, I told Robert he was great singing Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas" at the Rockefeller Christmas anniversary a few days ago. So,
Yeah.
so Scott, did you finish your cleaning out your colostomy bag?
I was sitting here the entire time. I was working on something for the station, so
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Oh.
I have obligations in other places. Yeah.
Oh, you're
Hey,
allowed to.
the last time I dealt with feds, they were U.S. Marshals. I just arrived to Chicago.
Oh yeah.
We go walking. Me and someone else. We go walking up towards. Actually, her cousin, by the way. So our
Yeah.
cousin.
No, I
Um,
know.
we go walking up towards the lake, right? And
Mhm.
we're passing by. You know what I've seen? 6 U.S. Marshals surrounding one guy just for a drone, a little tiny drone, about that. You know, pulled his ass over. They took that thing away from him instantly as soon as he landed at him. They were not
That's,
happy. They're like, we want to see this, 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 this. And I was like, aha, idiot.
that's so
And then
Chicago.
yeah,
That's
and then
so
this random lady, she's just standing there watching them. And I was like, I'm gonna watch them a little bit too. You know what I mean? And then she starts asking me a question like, "What happened? Why did they stop him?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Do you not know it's illegal to fly a drone in front of a courthouse
Unless you have a permit.
unless you have a permit?" No, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Yeah, it's been made law out here in the state of Illinois. You got to have a license to actually fly a drone and all that,
In front of a
right? And
courthouse.
then, and then these guys, I shit you not, these guys were looking at me because I do my shit, right? So they're looking at me like, "What? Who the fuck is this guy?" You know.
Yeah.
And they didn't mess with
No.
me, but like they were looking at me though. That's for sure. It was kind of funny. But I was like, I ain't gonna bother these guys. These guys are doing their job. They're doing it correctly. They're doing it appropriately. I'm gonna leave them be. I don't need to sit there and piss them off to where they're gonna be on my ass or they're gonna be on our cousin's ass. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly. Yeah,
that's
that's
the one
yeah.
thing you
When
want
you
to
start
avoid with the Fed. If you start recording
right.
their asses and you piss them off, they can give a fuck and they will violate whatever they want
Right.
to. They don't give a fuck.
Hey, you can't even bring a cell phone into a courthouse, let alone fly a drone by there. So it's kind of like you got to be careful with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's and then
Floyd.
yeah.
Oh man, let's not talk about Floyd. See, when I was in Minnesota, I've seen so much graffiti over there in Minneapolis. I've seen every single building after the riots happened. Every single building that they burnt down. I've seen the precinct, the police precinct that they burnt down. And when the day when I went over there to take pictures, which I have all the pictures. If you want to see pictures, I got you. And you got to hit me up on my account. Just message me. I will send you pictures. Just say Floyd, whatever. I can send you them. But anyways, they had some officers actually still living in the precinct when I showed up there to take pictures. That's how crazy it was. Um, there was some areas that was actually pretty scary with other people. Um, the post office burnt down. Target Target was completely blocked off. You can't even get into the parking lot. There were some other buildings that were completely burnt down. You don't even know what it was.
That's
It was
yeah.
crazy.
Didn't they burn down like most of the like lower income places in Minneapolis?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And I knew this stuff was. I mean, not to get the tinfoil hat on or anything, but I knew a lot of this stuff was controlled opposition or psychological operations. And I realized the
Hmm.
lady who let Chauvin off the hook when she was Attorney General, who's a senator now, by the sitting senator now, nothing happened to her neighborhood. Nothing. Nothing. Everything. Her neighborhood was nice and quaint and nice and quaint and very uppity and very white suburban. Just okay, nothing. It was like just another day.
Hmm.
But somehow, like all the other neighborhoods got all the other neighborhoods in the city got burnt. It was very sus.
Yeah. I mean, I went there straight up after the riots stopped. Literally, there was only a few people besides me that were over there taking pictures. Um, I was like skeptical because I mean I gotta be aware of my surroundings. I gotta be on top of what's going on around me and all that. Only reason why is because you don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, it's Minneapolis we're talking about. This is one of the most, actually, it's the number one most corrupted city for the most corrupted police.
Might just really saying something because Chicago's only 11 hours away, which is
Yeah.
really saying something.
And Minneapolis has got the most.
Yeah. More than Milwaukee, more than Chicago, more than Detroit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's
More than-
ranked number one in the whole U.S.
Mhm.
The whole U.S. Last time I checked, it was the number one in the whole U.S. Chicago is now.
Mhm.
Chicago is now what?
yeah, I mean, it's always
It's
been,
been
I
like
thought.
From Augustus class, it is.
Wow. Okay, so now Chicago is,
Well, that's
according to
not
Homeland
surprising.
Security.
Yeah, that's not much of a surprise. In
So
fact,
it's Minneapolis and
forefront.
Chicago. I guess they're duking it
Chicago,
out.
Minneapolis, and Washington, D.C.
Yep, Minneapolis is second, Washington D.C. third.
Yeah,
So
that's not
Minneapolis
surprising.
and Chicago are fighting for that number one spot, apparently.
Dude, in Chicago, they're still dealing with the after effects of the John Burge case of the John Burge files. He was like one of the most crooked detectives in the history of the city, where he basically beat people into confessions like there was no tomorrow, into false confessions like there was no tomorrow. And they're still unraveling stuff. They're still unraveling cases from that era. So yeah, that's not, you know,
Right.
And,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. No, that's
Sorry.
true. And the CPD is so crooked that they have to change a superintendent like every other year. It's like the superintendent of police has to change like every year or two. You're just like, what is this?
yeah. And I agree with Suze over there in the comments. I mean, she's agreeing with us. I mean, yes, that happens a lot because I mean, there are officers that will hate it when you record them.
Right.
I mean, I remember when I was in Minnesota, they actually locked down St. Paul. They actually sent in the FBI, ATF, DEA, all that, U.S. Marshals, and the National Guard. They locked down the whole capital.
Yeah.
They blocked off streets. That's when I avoided it. I was like, no.
Should have seen it here when they started having riots.
Oh yeah, I missed it here, but
Yeah, the whole thing is just insane.
okay.
Well, we're not
It's just
used to stuff like that here.
You got it, Scott. Are you talking about the alien terrestrials?
God.
Where was I when I saw that starting?
Yeah,
I was
where were
actually
you when all that was
about
starting?
40 minutes south of Minneapolis when that all happened.
Damn.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we gotta make Scotty happy over here because Scotty doesn't know.
What does he not know?
He's referring to the song.
Oh,
People trying to get in or out? Oh man. I have no idea. I didn't look into it more because I was busy working, focused on a lot of other things.
of the city. Yeah, that
Yeah,
must
I
have been a
wasn't.
mess.
Oh yeah, I mean, I bet. I mean, look at Washington D.C. for example. They got one guy. He was sitting there throwing tear gas back at the police.
Jeez.
Dude, I see this guy. He's like almost 7 foot tall. He's sitting there poking officers at their little line, and he's like, poke, 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 poke. And one officer put his hand up, and he's like, poke. He poked the hand.
Wow.
I was like, this guy really trying to average it today, though. Oh, man.
Yes, it is, Susie. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah,
How DC is a
it is.
city with only like 500,000, not even 500,000 people, and it's so like, and it's so insane.
Hey, what changed the whole thing was that when some of the National Guard was actually sitting there supporting the protesters.
Damn.
That's what changed the whole thing.
Nah, all I know is the 2 times I went to DC, my head was on a swivel. I'm like, I am not gonna get anything out here. Like, just you don't want to go out, you don't want to do anything. You're like, all right, let me just see what I have to see here and get out, because you're just like, that is not the city to mess around in.
No.
Like, I'd rather be in the crazy hundreds in Chicago than hang out in be in DC.
Hey, you know what's better? You know what's better? Okay, so when I went to go buy to go buy a car in Minneapolis, right? And the tabs were expired. You want the guy told me? They're not pulling you over for expired tabs. I'm like, why? Because of George Floyd. I was like, what? Yeah, he had expired tabs. I was like, nah. He's like, no, I'm being for real.
Oh, yeah.
Then there was other people.
No, I said there's other people. You said then there was other people.
Yeah, there's other people that would go street racing in the middle of Minneapolis, and the cops wouldn't do nothing about it.
Right. No, that's not
I mean,
surprising.
my old friend would go race his Honda Civic up there in the cities. That was great.
Yeah, they got actual
still make videos
on.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still got videos, photographs, everything. But
right, if they don't got the red light cameras, you can drive through red lights and all sorts of stuff in cities. If they do, they can. But if they don't,
the students down there, I hate the violence too.
Yeah,
I really hate it. But when violence shows up to your doorstep, you got to protect yourself.
Yeah,
hands down.
That you do. But yeah, I mean, I just remember being in the drive. But people don't realize how crazy it is when you're driving in the hood until you're driving in the hood without your license, without your wallet, without anything, right? For some stupid reason. And when the cops pull you over, they're like, "Do you have drugs on you?" No. Why don't you have your license? I don't know. I forgot. And they just let you go because they don't care. They're looking for a bust. And that's how insane it is. Hey, did you get your car registered? No, I didn't. I haven't got my license plates yet. It's been a month. It hasn't been a month. What do you mean? Well, I just haven't gotten it. Okay, so you're not dealing drugs. No, we're just here to go to the game. Oh, okay. That's fine. You're on your way. I mean, when you deal with when you're in the city, that's how it is. Sometimes, certain parts.
Yeah. Well,
we are at the 53.
What you said.
We are at the 54-minute mark of the show. Is this where is this where we end it?
Is it?
Man. This has been another edition of the CSHR Harsh Reality. We thank Jay and Laura Foncannon for their version of story time with the Harsh Reality. And we thank Scott Sonnier for holding down the ones and twos. This is Harsh Med side. I'm love you. The life is harsh, but it's living. And sometimes you got to color outside the line. For those that clown sack, honk honk. Take care and have a great rest of the week. See you Thursday or Friday. I don't know.
next year, next day, next month.